Is there anything more agonizing in professional sports than the phrase, "what could have been"? Or are we finally ready to replace that dread with the exhilarating reality of what is about to happen? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we aren't just talking about a roster spot. We are talking about the resurrection of a dream that was brutally deferred 3 years ago. We need to talk about Andrew Painter. It feels like ancient history now, doesn't it? The scars of the past few seasons have calloused over, but cast your minds back to the spring of 2023. The air in Clearwater was electric, not just with the usual preseason optimism, but with a specific, palpable buzz surrounding a 19-year-old phenom who stood 6'6" and threw fire. Andrew Painter wasn't just competing for a job. He was effectively seizing the fifth starter role from Bailey Falter with a dominance that defied his age. The organization was ready to hand him the keys. The fan base was salivating at the prospect of a homegrown ace arriving ahead of schedule. He was the chosen one, the golden arm that was supposed to anchor this rotation for a decade. But then, the cruel reality of pitching mechanics and human biology intervened. One start against the Minnesota Twins, a lineup stacked with heavy hitters like Carlos Correa and Joey Gallo, saw Painter hitting 99.9 MEF on the radar gun. He looked invincible until he wasn't. He walked off that mound with elbow tenderness that eventually spiraled into the dreaded Tommy John surgery. That moment didn't just end his 2023 season. It put a massive pause on the entire organization's pitching development timeline. He missed all of 23. He missed the regular season of 24, save for a brilliant stint in the Arizona Fall League, where he teased us again by winning Pitcher of the Year. And then came 2025, a year defined by caution, frustration, and a lingering question mark. The Phillies had a plan to debut him by July last year, assuming he dominated AAA. That call never came. The front office never felt that supreme confidence required to bring him up. Now, as we stand here in the spring of 2026, the narrative has shifted from "can he debut" to "can he survive and thrive?" The stakes have never been higher, and the patience of the fan base, while supportive, is beginning to mix with anxiety. We are looking at a pivotal moment not just for Painter, but for the entire philosophy of how this team develops its stars. To understand the pressure cooker Andrew Painter is stepping into this spring, we have to dissect what actually happened in 2025. It wasn't a disaster, but it certainly wasn't the coronation everyone expected. The Phillies kept him in AAA Lehigh Valley for a reason. Over 22 starts, Painter posted a 5.40 ERA across 106 and 2/3 innings. On paper, those numbers are pedestrian, perhaps even alarming for a prospect of his caliber. He struck out 111 batters, showing that the raw stuff is still lethal, but the command wavered. He walked nearly 4 batters per 9 innings and allowed an opponent batting average of 281, the highest he has ever conceded in his professional life. This is where context becomes absolutely critical. We have to remember that 2025 was his first full season back from reconstructive elbow surgery. The rust was real. The command, often the last thing to return after Tommy John, was elusive. Historically, this isn't unprecedented. Think back to other power pitchers who returned from major surgeries. Steven Strasburg, Zack, even legends from further back. The road to recovery is rarely a straight line. It is often a jagged graph of peaks and valleys. The Phillies were right to be cautious. Promoting a struggling pitcher to the majors just to satisfy a timeline is a recipe for destroying confidence. But the AAA purgatory he experienced last year serves a purpose. It forced him to pitch through adversity. It forced him to grind when he didn't have his best stuff. In the lower minors, a talent like Painter can blow fastballs by teenagers, even if he misses his spot by 6 inches. In AAA, and certainly in the majors, missing your spot by 6 inches means watching the ball sail over the fence. That .281 batting average against him tells a story of a pitcher learning the hard way that velocity isn't everything. Furthermore, we have to look at the physical transformation. He's grown. He's now listed at 6'7". That extra height changes the release point. It changes the mechanics. It's like learning to drive a new car that's slightly bigger and faster than the one you crashed. The Phillies need to see that he has mastered this new frame. The history of the game is littered with can't-miss prospects who couldn't adjust after injury. Conversely, it's also filled with aces who needed that one difficult season in the minors to truly understand the art of pitching rather than just throwing. This spring isn't just about stats. It's about proving he has graduated from a thrower to a pitcher. So what exactly are we looking for in Clearwater right now? It's not just about hitting 99 mph again. We know the arm strength is there. It's about sustainability and the nuances of his delivery. Dave Dombrowski, the president of baseball operations, dropped some crucial breadcrumbs for us on Monday. He noted that Painter has had a normal winter for the first time in years. That is massive. It means he wasn't rehabbing, he was training. He's back to long tossing, a fundamental drill for building arm stamina, and feel that he had previously neglected or been restricted from doing. Dombrowski also mentioned a slight adjustment in his arm slot, raising the angle to help him regain the leverage and downward plane that made him so terrifying in 2022. Let's analyze the impact of this mechanical tweak. A higher arm slot usually generates more vertical movement on the fastball and a sharper bite on the curveball. If Painter can consistently repeat this delivery, those walk numbers from AAA will plummet. But the biggest test is durability. Last year he made 22 starts. He pitched on 4 days rest for the first time on June 15th. He ground through innings. At least 8 of those 18 starts with Lehigh Valley were described as slogs, games where he didn't have it but had to battle. That mental fortitude is invaluable. The Phillies don't need a showcase pony, they need a workhorse. Consider the scenarios for the 2026 rotation. If Painter comes out dealing this spring, hitting his spots, keeping the ball down, showing that the new arm slot works, he forces the management's hand. He takes that 5th spot, and suddenly the Phillies have one of the highest ceiling rotations in baseball. It changes the salary cap dynamic too. Having an ace-level performer on a rookie contract allows the front office to spend heavily on the bullpen or a bat at the trade deadline. However, if he struggles with command again, if he looks like the 5.40 ERA pitcher from Lehigh Valley, the mood shifts instantly. The bust whispers will start to grow louder among the cynical side of the fan base. The pressure on the rest of the rotation increases. The team might have to scramble for a veteran arm, dipping into resources they wanted to save. The divide among fans is already palpable. Half see him as the savior who just needed time, while the other half is terrified he's damaged goods. This spring training is the crucible where those fears will either be extinguished or ignited. Ultimately, unless catastrophe strikes in the form of another injury, Andrew Painter is going to be a Major League Baseball player in 2026. That is the baseline expectation. The variable is when and how. Will he be the opening day starter we dreamed of 3 years ago, marching out to the mound to the roar of 40,000 fans at Citizens Bank Park in April? Or will the Phillies exercise extreme caution once more, sending him back to AAA to refine that command until June or July? The organization is walking a tightrope. Rush him, and you risk his confidence and his elbow. Hold him back too long, and you waste bullets in the minors that could be helping the big league club win a pennant. Dombrowski's comments about Painter looking in great shape and needing to see consistency of his pitches are standard executive speak, but they hide a deeper truth. The training wheels are coming off. The excuses of rehab are gone. The "he's just coming back" narrative is over. It is time to perform. We need to see the command. We need to see the efficiency. We need to see the Andrew Painter who made us believe in 2023, but with the maturity of a man who has walked through the fire of injury and failure. This is going to be the most fascinating storyline of the spring, folks. Every pitch he throws in Clearwater will be scrutinized, analyzed, and overreacted to on social media. And that's exactly how it should be. This is Philadelphia. We don't do apathy. We care passionately because we know what this kid represents. The future. Now I want to hear from you. I want you to go down to the comments section right now and tell me your gut feeling. Is Andrew Painter in the opening day rotation, or does he start the year in the minors? And if he makes the team, what is your prediction for his ERA in his rookie season? Drop your predictions below, smash that like button if you're ready for Phillies baseball, and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a single update on this battle. The road to October starts now. Let's get it.